I believe there's probably, 6, 10, maybe a dozen times in a young person's life where they have what's known as an epiphany, a moment of clarity that is so clear and so real that it actually changes their life when they understand what it is. We also oftentimes refer to that as a light bulb moment, a moment that is so clear. If you have a light bulb moment that's big in your life, I hope it actually changes your life. Now what we need to do is we need to look really closely at what your strengths are, what you're really good at. For me, I like to plug it into this simple formula. It looks like this: talent multiplied by investment equals strength. Speaking and talking multiplied by taking the time to learn what it is to really listen and hear people equals the strength of communication. And communicating and being a communicator is one of my greatest strengths. Now what we need to do is begin to look at, for you, how you can understand and develop what your talents are. You and I are an awful lot alike. I know some of you have immediately begun to think, well, I hope not, especially you girls. Because when you look at me, you see a guy who is old, who is fat, and who is bald. But that's not what I'm talking about. What I mean is that each and every one of us has obstacles and troubles in our lives that we have to overcome. And as we continue, we'll talk about how you too can focus on your strengths so you can move into success. I managed to overcome some great obstacles in my life and been very successful at the things that I've chosen to do. My success is a direct result of learning to focus on my strengths and not my weaknesses. But that also means we can't ignore our weaknesses, because if we ignore our weaknesses, they can in fact become a controlling factor in our life. They can label us and they can follow us around forever, and we don't really want that to happen. You're probably keenly aware of what your weaknesses are. And because of that, you probably spent a lot of time listening to and hearing people tell you what's wrong with you and telling you that you need to fix it and telling you how to fix it. But what we've got to do is we've got to learn that our successes are more important than our weaknesses. For me, my greatest weakness and obstacle that I had to overcome actually has a label. And that label is dyslexia. Being dyslexic defined me in a negative way when I was young, especially when I was elementary school and middle school. But I learned to take being a dyslexic, take it from a weakness and turn it into one of the keys of success in my life. Academic success is measured in the number of A's and the number of B's that you get in school. For me as a dyslexic, I didn't get a lot of A's and B's in school. As a matter of fact, I had a distinct pleasure of repeating the second grade. And it created a situation where I was a target of what I call academic bullying. And academic bullying is a quiet form of bullying. It happens right there in class, right around the students who are sitting around you. Words have power, and they can change people's lives. So be very careful about what it is you say to other people. My response to academic bullying was to, in fact, become a bully, a physical, intimidating bully. I was the guy on the playground pushing people down, getting into fights in the locker room, getting into fights on the bus. I was that guy. Now, I'm not proud of that. It's just the reality of who I became because of the academic bullying I received.